Well, it's the middle of February now, 2022, and we've come up to the north of the island. We're in the Port de Pollensa. We haven't been here for a few months. I think the last time we came was to watch the seaplanes taking off. It's February, so it's not exactly season yet, but the season's going to be starting early, and we're expecting in the next next couple of months we should start to see quite a lot of tourists. Lots of tourists coming from Germany already. They've started their flights, and it seems that we're starting to get some tourists coming from the UK, with the good news that children don't have to be double vaccinated. So we'll tell you more about that as we have a little walk along the Pinewalk. So we're going to be heading in that direction. Today is Sunday, and it's coming up to 12:30, so we get a lot of locals who come out for a walk. Some of them may have just been to church, so they're wearing their Sunday best, and then they'll come for a little promenade just as we're doing. As you can see, the bars that are open, this one, the first one that we come to, really busy. Lots of people out just having a coffee or a beer, and as we walk along we'll see others are getting ready to serve lunch. My guess is many of them will have taken bookings, so it might not be so easy for us to find somewhere, but we'll see. So yes, the good news that has been coming over the last few days is that, well, we don't need to wear masks for starters when we're walking down the street. That's obviously bothered some people. We do find actually that many people are still wearing masks though. And we've just been to a market in Sa Pobla, and lots of people were walking through the streets with masks on. It was a little bit crowded, so probably advisable. But even on this promenade we've seen a few, and I'm guessing they're locals, wearing masks. But you don't have to, it's not compulsory. It is compulsory if you go inside, so if you go into a premises, you don't have to, you do have to wear a mask. So if you go inside a restaurant or a bar or in a hotel, any public sort of places. The other thing was on Saturday, yesterday, they stopped the use of the COVID passport. So many of the regions of Spain stopped using the COVID passport quite a while ago, and the Baleares seem to have delayed it a little. The COVID passport was required to go into any establishments like bars and restaurants, and if you didn't show it, you weren't allowed in. And if you went in and didn't have one, then the owners of the restaurant were liable for huge fines. So it was very strictly monitored. But that's all gone. You don't need to have your COVID passport to go into bars and restaurants anymore, and hopefully that's not going to change. So the restrictions are easing. The one that was really sticking was a tiny little aeroplane going over, making a lot of noise. The one restriction that was concerning a lot of families was that 12-year-olds, anyone that was 12 or over, needed to be double jabbed, and that rule is going to disappear from tomorrow, the 14th of February. So they can come. This is 12 years old to 17-year-olds. You can come, but you do have to have a PCR test within the 72 hours leading up to your flight. So it's going to lead to a little bit of an extra expense, but at least you'll be able to come on holiday to Mallorca. If you are 18 or above, you have to be fully vaccinated, so make sure that you have got both your jabs and your booster if that's part of your regime. So you need to be fully vaccinated. And one other big concern that I've been reading in the newspapers, and they mentioned it on the TV, was make sure your passport's in date. Check the rules. You have to have plenty of time left on your passport, and I think one of the really tricky things is some people get their passports renewed early, and that doesn't count. So if your passport is up within the next few months, you do really need to check its validity. This plane is circling round. So just getting past Says Pins, which is closed up, and Cappuccino likewise, and I'm guessing that they will be opening up in the next few weeks, leading up to April, which is when the season will be starting anyway. The temperature is really quite mild. I did take my jumper off before I got out of the car. Thought it was going to be a little bit warmer. I think I might even have to roll my sleeves up. There's a few people on the beach, children playing in the sand. I've not seen anyone actually in the sea yet, but we did yesterday. Not here. But the Pinewalk here in Pollensa is a nice walk. Even when we get to the summer, you've got a little bit of shade, and there's quite a few bars in the summer that will be open, and you'll be able to stop off for a little walk. And it's all fairly flat. It's a little bit uneven here, so you do need just to keep your eye on where you're walking. At least I do. Lots of yachts out on the sea, bobbling around. It's actually a little bit choppy. Some little waves. Nothing big, nothing to get excited about, but there are some little waves. This time of the year there's a lot of work going on to the different properties, and as we drove in and tried to park, no problem parking at all actually, but we did notice that lots of the pavements are being repaired. There's lots of work going on in the streets, so I couldn't actually do any videoing of any worth in the back streets because they're all dug up and being relaid. But my guess is that in the next few weeks all of that will be completed and everywhere will be ship shape and ready for the tourists. We were at the Puerto de Pollesa yesterday, and there was a lot of people on the beach there, a lot of people on the sea, paddleboards. I can see somebody paddling away on a paddleboard out there, and there were even some swimming. Pinewalk actually goes on and on and on round there. I don't think we're going to do a lot of that walking. We're just going to have a little walk out here, which step over the roots. Just walk out this little jetty here. I can feel the breeze pick up as soon as we walked away from the promenade. It's quite a lot more breezy out here, and you'll hear the waves. They're only little waves, but they do make a lot of noise, these little waves. But I've just come out here just for an opportunity to have a look around. Over there we've got the road that goes up to the lookout point, and then off to the lighthouse and the Formentor Hotel. Over in the distance there's a military base, and that's where the seaplanes were taking off from when we came to see them last summer. And then on this side we've got the port, where we've got all of the boats all moored, but quite a lot just in the bay here. The sun's just going behind a cloud, and it is sheltering behind a tree. And I think it's time for us to go and find maybe a coffee or something to eat. Well, the sun's come out again, and we're going to make our way home now. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked the video, give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.
Bye.